you can imagine, my first time, epic. I'm talking totally alpha, awesome, incredible, and I'm totally lying. It was horrible, and I regretted it immediately. Today's video falls under the category of why the hell am I telling you this? Anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about, actually, the whole video. I'm going to tell you about my first time. Because honestly, I feel like there are some lessons that some of you might be able to learn and hopefully take away from this video and my horrible, 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 regretful first time. If the talk of sex or first time fumbling offends you, gentlemen, this video isn't for you. I'll see you tomorrow. Before you go, drop me one of those to be like, yo, Alpha, thanks, but no thanks. So here's the deal. You gotta remember, first things first, I grew up in a different time. I'm 43 years old. This was a long, long, long time ago, right? I didn't have cell phones. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have internet porn. But I was a horny teen just like you. But I was a late bloomer. So throughout high school, I dated this one girl that I loved. I'm talking high school sweetheart. She was the best. She was also 2 years younger than me. And for whatever reason, actually I know the reason. I didn't want her to regret having sex with me. Even back then, I had this weird conscience, and I really respected her. She was younger. I was her first everything, and so I didn't want that responsibility. But anyway, I love this girl. She was the greatest. She was my high school sweetheart, but we broke up. And at this point, I was 17 years old. I don't remember why we broke up, but I was upset. And all my friends were at this age starting to have sex. And they started making fun of me because I hadn't. And I'm like, yo, I didn't want to get made fun of. I wanted to be the cool kid. I didn't want people to think that I was naive or anything like that. It was all about peer pressure. And so there was this girl that I met that I wasn't really into. She was a year older than me and definitely not a virgin. At this point, I was like, yo, I can't be the last Indian on the reservation. I got to get out there. I got to go do this. And so I knew that she liked me. And this girl was a very charming girl, very amazing, but just not somebody that I was really into, if I'm being completely honest. But I knew that she would put out. And at this point, I was still crazy, madly in love with my high school sweetheart. But I was pissed for whatever reason. And I decided that I was going to actually have sex for the first time with this other older woman. And she was only a year older. And I think that part of the reason I was doing it, not only was it because of the peer pressure, but it was because I was doing it to get back at my old girlfriend for whatever reason. Long story short, my mom was going out of town with my stepfather. I was gonna be home alone. So I went down to the drugstore, I got my big box of condoms. I was gonna be the best that she ever had. Right. So that night, it's time, right? She comes over, I'm like, this is it. And she knew what was up, right? And we started doing our thing, and it was freezing in my house, and I just remember how freaking awkward it was. We get down, we get ready to do this, and boom, it literally was over in 5 seconds. What I lacked in duration, I made up in quantity 7 times. That first night, I did it 7 times. Each time was approximately 5 seconds. I sure wish I had Roman's swipes back then, right? Roman is actually today's video sponsor, and since we're talking about sex, I want to talk to you real quick about something that is incredibly important to deal with, and that is ED, erectile dysfunction. Gentlemen, it is more common than you think. 52% of dudes over the age of 40 will experience some form of ED during their life. But the worst part is that 75% of dudes that experience ED don't do anything about it. Gentlemen, that is why Roman, today's video sponsor, is so amazing. They make it super safe, simple, and easy to chat with a doctor online. With Roman, you can get medical care for your ED, if appropriate, from the comfort and privacy of your own home. You can handle everything in a convenient, discreet manner, and getting started, super simple. All you got to do, guys, is hit that link down below. GetRoman.com/alpha to complete an online visit. If your doctor decides that treatment would be appropriate, they can prescribe genuine medication that can be delivered in discreet packaging right to your door with free 2-day shipping. go talk to a doctor. I know that talking about ED isn't comfortable, but the deal is this. You owe it to yourself and you owe it to your partner to get it under control. You do not have to suffer anymore. Guys, you deserve to have a happy, healthy sex life. And Roman makes it convenient, makes it easy to talk to a doctor. Guys, hit that link down below. GetRoman.com/alpha for a free online visit and free 2-day shipping. So the next morning, I felt like the freaking man, right? I was like, yeah, actually, that didn't happen. I was depressed. I felt horrible. I was totally bummed out. All this anticipation, all this excitement, all of this like pressure that I felt, I was depressed. And the reason was because I felt like I cheated on my girlfriend. I was totally pissed off that I wasted a perfectly good virginity on this girl that I really didn't like, I wasn't into, and I should have waited. But I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because of the peer pressure, because I felt like I was missing out on something. Gentlemen, the reason why I wanted to do this video and tell you a little bit about my story was because in today's society, I feel like sex is becoming a lot more like casual, right? People are like, yeah, whatever. It's not as big of a deal as I really feel like it should be. Today's world, sex is just like, yeah, no big deal. Everybody's sleeping around. Everybody's having sex with everybody. There's nothing special about it. And it scares me. And it makes me sad. It makes me sad for you, to be completely honest. Because, you know, I'm here to tell you, at 43 years old, it is important to be with somebody that you care about. There is no rush. You've got the rest of your life. Potential consequences for you sleeping with the wrong person or not protecting yourself, gentlemen, it can affect the rest of your life. STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. They're out there, and apparently they are spreading like wildfire these days because of how promiscuous so many of you are. Gentlemen, here's the thing. Do not risk it. Wear a condom every single time you have sex. And don't be like, just a tip, not just a tip. Gentlemen, nothing should be going in anybody without you having a condom on. That is the #1 best way to protect yourself from getting an STD or an unwanted pregnancy. Now, technically, the best way is abstinence, but if you are going to be sexually active, you better protect your ass. And don't think that running out and having sex with a bunch of people makes you more of a man or more of a stud. It kind of just makes you a slut. Guys, here's the deal. You got to take care of yourself. I want you to accomplish everything in life that you possibly can. But if you get somebody pregnant, you get an STD, your life is going to have to take a different turn because you got to deal with this. The other thing I will tell you is that sleeping with somebody that you care about is so much better than just having like a casual one-night stand. I'm telling you, it's so much better, more amazing, and meaningful. The other thing that I would say is that I don't regret too many decisions that I've made in my life. I wouldn't go back and change them, right? But the one decision I would go back and change, well, there are a few, but one of them is definitely that first time. I wish it would have been with somebody that I cared about as opposed to somebody that just let me. I don't want you making any dumb, bad decisions that are going to F up the rest of your life. You know, I also don't want you thinking that sex is just some casual, no big deal thing. It may look like that, your friends may think of it that way, but it's not. And it's better when it's with somebody that you care about and is special to you. Speaking of special, gentlemen, I think you are amazing. Thanks for watching. If you dug this video, one of these for you, one of these.